Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Kinitrology, the study of incentives. So, the new study of incentives. I've got a bird in the background whistling away. It distracted me there for a moment. So, you clicked on today, the Manosphere. What's happening there? What is it? It started with perhaps Joe Rogan. He doesn't really talk about Manosphere content too much. He did start about us talking about MMA and the UFC talk, and he has a great following of long form interviews and special guests, and millions and millions of views each and every episode is probably a good thing versus the legacy media, the mainstream media, the old style of media where 3 minutes, 6 minutes, that's it. Quick fire questions getting talked over the top of by the presenter saying, I'm not finished. I'm the presenter, all that sort of beeswax. And nothing really is said. These days, the mainstream or the legacy media, the Manosphere would like to suggest, is got a lot more woke content. What's the other terminology for it? Liberal side of the aisle, progressive political content, less white male privilege type content. And the mainly content has just moved online, and there's a great, large following. And much of the that online content gravitates to things like the Andrew Tate type themes, where get rich, get women, and that's pretty much it. So many suggesting that I'm a bloke, right? Would suggest that I'm in favour of the Manosphere. We need the Manosphere because men are getting hardly done by, and compared to what it used to be like, they probably are getting more hardly done by. Women are getting a lot more shots at opportunity in academia, commerce, and the like, and STEM, right? But if women and other races and other genders get quotas done up, well, yes, those prior jobs there's less prior jobs for the supposed white male, if they were getting it only because they're white male. Who knows if that was really the case. We used to be a lot more of a meritocracy, supposedly, and yes, maybe it was a patriarchy, but during those times of patriarchy, this is more of a Manosphere content item. They would suggest things like, men made electricity, fridges, washing machines, dishwashers, and now women are free. Now they can work outside the home. It's men that did it, and maybe, yes, men did invent those things, but that was just general opportunistic capitalism at work. And yes, we've benefited. Okay, yes. First, second, third, fourth. Are we in fifth wave feminism yet? The whole critical race theory and the civil rights movement. Yes, good. But there's some tensions. and we've created this manosphere. It sometimes gets intertwined with the incel crowd. Men going their own way, that's lost some of its shine. And so the Andrew Tate type, Andrew Tate, he's got his many good points about getting men to get some work done. Work out, don't really need to work out, okay? Be productive, get the highest value woman that you can. And the Manosphere would suggest that women are hypergamists, and women only want men that are rich, only the top 10 and 20% of men, this and that. But don't. But I would agree with Destiny on this. He's on the left, right? Left political aisle. Not that woke, but he's progressive. He would suggest that aren't men hypergamous too? Don't all men want the top 10 and 20% of the pretty little women that are out there? Also younger than 40 and the like. Even when the man's 60, they want someone that's younger than 40. Ugh. But they still accept women that are 50 plus. So the Manosphere, that's where it had to go. It had to go online, because they're not going to see it on the mainstream. They can't get it at work. They can't get it even on the sports field. So they go somewhere, and they're on YouTube. They're on Rumble, Locals. What other thing is out there? I don't know. Is it Patreon? There's what else? Rockfin. Not sure. There's BitChute. They're losing it as well. I don't think for anti-Semites and the like, I think BitChute is still the go-to. So the Manosphere still needed to have a spot, and the Manosphere in recent months to a year perhaps, body count. Women with high body count aren't high value, so the man needs to have a good career, earn more, and women should have low body count. Hopefully not have more than one handful of partners. And then there's parts of the Manosphere content which suggests get rich, get jacked, and get heaps of women. And I agree with the leading progressive commentator on the Manosphere. Oh, not the Manosphere, but on the YouTuber sphere, I guess, Destiny. I would agree with his take on the Manosphere that they're also hypergamous with women, yes. So you get rich and you get heaps of women on yachts, right? Which is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than encouraging women to, you don't need men anymore. Earn your own money, earn your own career, and then you're 40, childless, and you become depressed. And the Manosphere says that the amount of depression and the childless women 50 plus is terrible and this and that. Yes, maybe they're right on that particular little tidbit of information. Well, that's the rightest. Out of all the examples that I've probably mentioned, that's probably the rightest. We're having a baby implosion at the moment. I think by the end of this century, the way the Koreans are going, that's it, no more Koreans. Even China, by the end of this century, half the population they have now. So implosion of population, not explosion. How does that fit into the Manosphere? I don't know, I just felt like saying it. Off the back of women having less children. That's what prosperity brings, right? Manosphere. Fresh and fit. I always see, I don't watch or listen to that particular Manosphere space. Pearly things. She's a lady that contributes to the Manosphere. Yeah. Wow. She's found a very nice little niche. And she hasn't scored a fella yet, I don't think. Eee. So, the Manosphere with the body count issue that they bring up, the hypergamy issue, the boss babe, boss bitch, talk point, women are unrealistic, what else? The men are also unrealistic. They're probably 5'10", earning $50,000 a year, got a dad body, and we can't expect to get those 9s and 10s in the ladies department if you don't have high status. And yes, the 9 and 10 ladies are high status, and the gents that are tall, rich and buff, they're high status. That's where it's at. That's what the marketplace is in relationships and hopefully family. So that's the incentive of Kinitrology. This is all about incentives, the study of incentives, and the reason why we have a Manosphere online is that they're pushed there. They push all these ideas that may be still also harmful, where the ladies, the boss bitches, the independent women, they're also harming themselves too. Opening up the atomic option in access, and to try and, even if the lady's a 7 and she's got a 9 or 10 man and she offers up the access, no wonder they're bringing up body counts, because they're aiming too high. It's fine, you can aim high, but we're not allowed to say that, hey, you haven't nabbed a 9 or 10, maybe you should settle for a 7 or 8 because you're a 7, right? Maybe even a 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I can't possibly date anyone that's close to my height and she's 5'8" perhaps. He needs to earn 6 figures. Where are you going to find them? Those gents are getting the 8, 9, 10s perhaps, right? Yeah, Manosphere. So they're pushed to the fringes of online content. Not really a fringe anymore. Long form and short form. While the legacy media can continue to be progressive, and we're harming each other. The men want the pretty ladies, the ladies want the high value status men, and the ones in the middle at the lower end are suffering. And as the lower status male and females suffer, we have less children being born, and then bingo bongo, population collapse. And that's what's happening. Look up some of the data of I gravitate to Lomborg. I forget his given name. Vance? Anyway, he works for the United Nations and the like. So I feel like I've run out of steam. I don't usually run out of steam at this sort of 15-minute mark. Let's see. Let's go into some news, shall we? News. And then click on the news tab in Google. 4 young lives lost after driver hits tree near Hamilton in Western Victoria. This is in Australia that I'm at as well, right? So, mugshot exposes drug addicts spiral, and how can I respond to incentives with some of these headlines? None of them hit me in the head. Teenage boy dies after football match. They're probably going to mention vaccines in there. I doubt it. It's mainstream news. I don't know what to do with that. I won't go any further. So I'll try and gain more thoughts on the Manosphere. Yeah. So we got Richard Cooper, which is an old hat. He's been going for at least 13 years, and he's very often talking about men need to find women that complement their life, and not to make the relationship or the marriage their number one thing. Their number one thing is their interests and their productivity and their job. In certain ways, yes, it has to be, but not forever. Yes, you do need to. There's a bit of a curse. I call it the young man's curse, where you're just focused on trying to get ahead, trying to make money, and you have first kid, second kid, perhaps, and third kid, and beyond, and then you hit your 50s, and your kids are in their teens, say, maybe young adult, and all of a sudden you've got no bond because you're always working. So there are some side effects to the Manosphere of being productive, earning money, and getting some ass. Tail. I was looking for the word tail. So I'll give up on the news. There's this tale that Iceland always goes on about, the evening of the burning meat, where the ladies had this meeting to say enough is enough, we need equal pay, and the women exited their homes or into this meeting to demand equal pay in the village or the town, whatever it was, and the meeting was finished, and there was burning meat all up and down the street, they say, in this story, because the men weren't able to fend for themselves. Oh, come on. Do you think the men really actually cooked meat? There was probably one schmuck that burnt the meat and everyone got the blame. That's what the real story is, I reckon. And so what happened with, let's go down that route. What happened with equal pay and all that? I'm 50. And ever since I started working at the age of 15, far out, 35 years, there's been no difference in hourly rate for the same job of men and women. And still they have to massage the figures that men earn more. Yes, men have less sickies. They work longer hours and the like. Of course they're earning more. Anyway. Even in nursing, men are earning more, and they're all perplexed. They say, but all you have to say is, what's the hourly rate for women? Oh, what's the hourly rate for men? Oh, it's the same, is it? What? So what's the argument now, Yeah. Yes, I am running out of steam, and maybe I loaded today's topic too lightly with the Manosphere, and it is quite easily explained that men are also hypergamists, wanting the pretty, skinny little ladies versus the ladies wanting the dude to bring home the bacon, because historically women had to take risk and they had to get a stable man. But these days, an unstable man with high status has a plan B, and that's the state. So, with incentives in mind, this is the Kinitrology channel after all, when women make a calculated decision, very calculating. The dude, there was a promise that, or forecast that he may earn more than $50,000, but he's not moving ahead. Ugh, my life sucks. And the woman does a few little sums, alimony, child payments from Social Security, this and that. Bingo bungo, I could live like I'm earning 100 grand. See you later, dude. And that's one example, or quick summation, quick sort of story to sum up the high divorce rate in the Manosphere thing. The Manosphere suggests higher body count equals higher chance of divorce. I'm not sure if Destiny brought this one up, but this came to mind right now. So here's the sparkle in today's episode that went wobbly, and I'm shoring it up. So I didn't forget, did I? I'm not going to spoil this, am I? Oh no, that's what happens when I sort of do the preamble into the idea. Destiny didn't mention what? What was it? Oh no. No dead air. Don't have dead air. Fill up this dead air with something. Dead air. Dead air. So, something that the Manosphere gets wrong. What was it? Well, apologies. I don't want to give you any more crappy air. It's not that dead, and it's not that alive. So it'll probably come to me as soon as I press that red button to stop today's episode. Right, there was the effort. There was the effort for the whole Manosphere thing. Sorry for the stuff up. It should be a bit more polished, but there will be other topics to discuss, and maybe some current affair type stuff. And I think I'll pull the pin, abandon, abort the plan where I look up news items for the day and say, that's why they did that, because this incentive, that incentive. I'm not that talented yet. So hopefully I go from the 1.3 listeners to maybe 1.9 on today's sort of messy performance. It probably won't grow, but if I get some haters, some hating subscribers and views, that's better than none. Any publicity is good publicity. All right, until the next time, hopefully. Bye-bye for now. I got this stop, and bye-bye.